The Dictator's Handbook by Bruce Bueno de Mesquita and Alistair Smith is a fascinating and insightful book that explores the inner workings of authoritarian governments around the world. The authors argue that all dictators, regardless of their ideology or political system, are motivated by a single driving force: self-interest. They assert that understanding how dictators think and act can help us predict their behavior and ultimately topple their regimes. The book begins by laying out the basic principles of the Dictator's Handbook. The authors contend that all governments, whether democratic or authoritarian, are made up of a ruling coalition that holds power through a combination of rewards and punishments. In a democracy, this coalition is made up of various interest groups, while in an authoritarian regime, it is typically composed of a small group of elites. The authors then delve into the specific tactics that dictators use to maintain their power. These tactics include co-optation, repression, and propaganda. Co-optation involves giving incentives to members of the ruling coalition in exchange for their loyalty, while repression involves using force and intimidation to quell opposition. Propaganda is used to shape public opinion and create a sense of legitimacy for the regime. Throughout the book, the authors use a variety of case studies to illustrate their points. For example, they examine the regimes of Stalin, Saddam Hussein, and Robert Mugabe, among others, to show how these leaders used the tactics of co-optation, repression, and propaganda to maintain power. They also explore how the rise of new technologies, such as social media, is changing the dynamics of authoritarian regimes. One of the strengths of the book is its clear and concise writing style. The authors do an excellent job of explaining complex political concepts in a way that is accessible to a general audience. They also provide numerous real-world examples to illustrate their arguments, which makes the book both informative and engaging. Another strength of the book is its emphasis on the importance of understanding the incentives of those in power. The authors argue that by understanding what motivates dictators, we can better predict their behavior and ultimately find ways to undermine their regimes. This is an important insight, as it suggests that there are strategies that can be employed to promote democracy and human rights, even in the most oppressive of environments. In terms of criticisms, some readers may find the book to be overly simplistic in its portrayal of authoritarian regimes. The authors argue that all dictators are motivated solely by self-interest, and that this self-interest is the driving force behind all of their actions. While this is certainly an important factor, it is likely that there are other factors at play as well, such as ideology, nationalism, and personal ambition. Despite these criticisms, The Dictator's Handbook is an important and thought-provoking book that should be read by anyone interested in understanding the nature of authoritarian regimes. Its clear and concise writing style, coupled with numerous real-world examples, make it an engaging and informative read. It is also an important reminder that there are strategies that can be employed to promote democracy and human rights, even in the most oppressive of environments. Reviews of the book on Amazon have been overwhelmingly positive, with over 500 five-star reviews. One reviewer writes, "This book is an eye-opener. It explains why dictators act the way they do and how we can predict their behavior. It's a must-read for anyone interested in understanding the dynamics of power." Another reviewer calls it a game-changer, adding, "The authors provide a framework for understanding how dictators think and act, and offer strategies for toppling their regimes." It's a powerful book that should be required reading for anyone interested in politics. In conclusion, The Dictator's Handbook is a must-read for anyone interested in understanding the nature of authoritarian regimes. The book provides a clear and concise framework for understanding how dictators maintain their power, and offers insights into the strategies that can be employed to undermine their regimes. While some readers may find the book to be overly simplistic in its portrayal of authoritarian regimes, it remains an important and thought-provoking work that should be read by anyone interested in politics, human rights, and democracy. Overall, The Dictator's Handbook is a highly recommended book that provides valuable insights into the inner workings of authoritarian regimes. The author's clear and concise writing style, coupled with numerous real-world examples, make it an engaging and informative read. The book is an important reminder that there are strategies that can be employed to promote democracy and human rights, even in the most oppressive of environments. With over 500 five-star reviews on Amazon, it is clear that many readers have found the book to be a game-changer in their understanding of politics and power. That concludes our review of The Dictator's Handbook. Please like the video and subscribe to our channel to help us create more content for you. Goodbye.